Well, can everyone hear us at this point?
Yep.
Great. Well, thank you, Dr. Salerno and Dr. Kwon. We are now live in the last portion, a little bit of Q&A. I would, we have a couple of interesting questions, but I thought I would start by maybe asking both of you some just a couple of things on my end, which is maybe I'll start with Dr. Kwon, which is this is sort of a a beginning of course of doing artificial intelligence, and you have seen some of the capabilities that it can currently provide. Do you see that more automations will be helpful? For instance, I have in mind the idea that maybe we should be generating a partial preliminary report in terms of doing the analysis, and then maybe taking all the analytic data and putting them into a report, not for interpretation per se, but just to, if you will, use the machine to gather all the relevant information. Do you think that's an important component to this, or?
I think the lack of, well, that's a great question, Bob. So as you know, I have interest in clinical trials, and I have interest in talking to many sites who are not doing cardiac MRI and seeing what are the obstacles in doing, in having more sites at least in the U.S. to be adapting cardiac MRI in their patient care. And I learned that the lack of expertise to do the scan and long complicated protocol are the two main problems. There's a lot of interest. People understand and understand the strength and the powerful information that MRI can provide, but the lack of but the complexity and the long scan time, it makes it financially a obstacle. And I think this is the key. The post-processing, the simplification of post-processing, generating automated measurements, those are great, but the ability to perform a scan that is reasonable in quality in an automatic fashion without being limited by having a highly experienced tech or highly experienced physician, I think that to be able to perform a scan that is good enough, like the 30-minute exam that Dr. Raman has published on, that is the key. We don't have to have all the sequences. We have to have the basic sequences, the diagnostic, and I think that is going to be that's such a bottleneck issue for many sites.
So Mike, could I ask you to sort of maybe expand on your experience with XSI and your interest in using, Siemens sequences, WIPs or otherwise?
I think that's an important aspect for us, particularly for research, to be able to use both Siemens works in progress, to be able to use things that we've developed, as well as to be able to use things that we're able to, sequences that we're able to get through C2P with other collaborators. So I think that's actually an important aspect and something that I'm very interested in.
Great. And then I want to just very quickly answer a question that came up on the chat, which is what types of artifacts can we currently detect? And so currently we're able to look at motion, we're able to look at SNR, we're able to look at any type of RF type of zipper artifacts and all the and coil dropouts, for instance. These are the standard things that we tend to see. We're working. This is what we call level 4 types of self-driving, which is that there are potentially known problems that are going to occur, and we're trying to kind of work through the list of making sure that all of the common ones are available. So we expect to see more on that list being removed as time goes on. There's one more question about congenital artifacts, congenital scanning. But I guess maybe we'll have to leave that for another time. So thank you very much for attending. Wish you a safe few months until this bug actually leaves us and we can maybe see each other in person. Thank you.
I guess.
Thanks.